Hey listeners, it's Tim. Can I just grab a quick minute before the show starts? As you've probably heard, Top Music Live, our dynamic 2-day in-person conference for music teachers, is being held in Sydney during the Term 2 Australian school holidays over the 15th and 16th of April 2026. Our presenters have now been announced: Dr. Anita Collins, yours truly, Elisa Milne, Samantha Coates, Rebecca Stewart, Mark Matthews, Paul Myatt, Amber Hammond. The list goes on. It is an incredible lineup, and I just cannot wait to share this experience with you. This innovative event is unlike any other conference you've attended, unless you came to Piano Pivot Live in 2020, of course. We'll have amazing keynotes, interactive workshops, live on-stage teaching demonstrations, and opportunities to connect with fellow educators, all in a welcoming, relaxed atmosphere with full catering. See the complete 2-day schedule and book your ticket now at topmusiclive.com. Because the truth is that most of us are really good at teaching pieces, but we're less intentionally trained at teaching performance. We fix notes, we shape phrasing, we refine technique, we're brilliant at that. But we can forget to prepare our students for the unpredictability of performances, that pressured feeling of having all eyes on you, being very aware of any unexpected noise or movement, trying to play with shaky hands and sweaty palms. It's something most of us have lived through. You're listening to the Topcast, the original podcast for growth-minded instrumental music and voice teachers since 2015, with your host, Tim Topham. Our mission at Top Music is to empower instrumental music and voice teachers to find and nurture their innate creativity so that they can teach lessons that are innovative, integrated, and inspiring, and that will have a positive, lifelong impact on their students. Join us each week as we interview teachers and creators from around the world and unpack fun and exciting ideas to maximize your teaching and studio business success. There's a moment that's forever etched in my teacher brain. Years ago, I went to watch one of my 10-year-old students perform at her school concert. She loved the piece, Blank Space by Taylor Swift, and in her lessons, she played it flawlessly. Halfway through her performance, a baby in the audience started crying, and my student froze. In none of her practice sessions had a baby cried. She wasn't prepared for it. I was mentally willing her to carry on. She restarted the bar and then stopped again. Her hands started shaking. She was getting redder and redder. Eventually, she just played a random chord, stood up and left the stage. I clapped and cheered, but the whole time I was feeling incredibly guilty. I'd prepared the piece, but I hadn't prepared the performer. Hey everybody, it's Tim here. Welcome back to the Topcast. Great to have you with us today. This episode's a little bit different because I want to give you a behind-the-scenes look at our newest guide. It's called the Top Music Teacher Guide to Fearless Performing. While I won't be delving into the full content, I will be sharing the big ideas behind it and why we've put it together for you. Because this guide came out of a problem that I think almost every teacher faces. The story I shared at the beginning about the nervous student who broke down mid-performance is a real-life story from piano teacher Georgina Wilson, who's on our team at Top Music. Like many of us, she's seen students who play brilliantly in lessons and become completely different musicians on stage. She's written this guide to share philosophies, strategies, and mindset shifts to teach our students to help them become fearless performers. Because the truth is that most of us are really good at teaching pieces, but we're less intentionally trained at teaching performance. We fix notes, we shape phrasing, we refine technique, we're brilliant at that. But we can forget to prepare our students for the unpredictability of performances. That pressured feeling of having all eyes on you, being very aware of any unexpected noise or movement, trying to play with shaky hands and sweaty palms. It's something most of us have lived through, which means we're actually in a great position to help our students avoid awkward and uncomfortable performances. So this guide starts with a big mindset shift. Performance is not the absence of mistakes. A successful performance is one where a musician feels emotionally safe on stage. One of my favourite parts of the guide is the absolute truth bomb about 2 lies teachers accidentally teach. Lie number 1, confidence is a personality trait. You've probably said things like, "Oh, she's just a confident performer." But confidence isn't personality. It's something that can be trained. And lie number 2, nerves disappear with experience. Not always. Professional performers can still feel adrenaline. What changes is the interpretation. Confident performers aren't always people who feel less nervous. They're people who understand and use the feeling differently. They turn the nerves into excitement. This guide is built around 3 pillars, each one giving you practical strategies. So pillar 1 is preparation, pillar 2 is mindset, and pillar 3 is stagecraft. Let's dive into each just a little bit. So pillar 1, preparation. Practicing for a performance is different from practicing to progress. It's not about practicing until it sounds good. It's about practicing until it's reliable under pressure. It's reliable that first time you play it, not the 10th time you play it. Until your student can play their piece well on the first attempt, not after a few playthroughs. This is critical. Noah Kageyama calls it the mastery illusion. The strategies in this pillar focus on retrieval, recovery, and flexibility. So powerful. Pillar 2 is mindset. This is an area most teachers brush by. We tell our students things like, don't be nervous, you'll be great. And this isn't the reassurance you think it is. It implies that their nerves are wrong. And that can actually add a secondary layer of anxiety. Performance anxiety isn't weakness. It's your brain thinking you're under threat. As silly as it sounds, your body can't always tell the difference between coming face to face with a bear or playing a Beethoven sonata in a recital. This is why it's so important to teach your students how to shift their mindset, to take control of the nerves rather than the other way around. And the final pillar we talked about is stagecraft. This might be the most overlooked part of performance preparation. Have you ever wondered why certain students race through their piece or fumble over sections you know they can play well? It's adrenaline. It speeds up their perception of time, but there's a way to combat that. Give them a routine that calms and settles them. Teach them how to shake out the nerves. Make sure they know what to do when they reach the stage. Tell them the best way to start their piece and how to recover from mistakes or interruptions. Even the smallest of changes can have a big impact. And what do we all tend to do after a performance? Move on to the next thing. But a quick reflection can reveal what your students are thinking and can validate their feelings. We often think that performances build confidence, but it's only really the successful emotional experiences that build that confidence. Technically perfect performance, where your student feels terrified, probably doesn't help in the long term. All they will remember is how nervous they felt and how relieved they were to leave the stage. They'll probably not even remember anything that happened. But a performance with mistakes that they recovered from, they'll feel proud. And who's more likely to carry on playing and sign up for the next recital? The student who feels proud of themselves. I want to read you a short section from the guide because this really captures the essence of the entire thing. Success isn't measured by the absence of wrong notes. A successful performance is one where a musician feels emotionally safe on stage. If students see performances as a place where mistakes lead to judgment, many will eventually stop playing. But if they see performances as a chance to express themselves, the experience stops being about getting it right and starts being about sharing music. If you've ever had a student freeze or watch their confidence drain from their face the moment an audience appears, this guide walks you through how to change that, combining preparation, mindset, and stagecraft. You can find the TopMusic Teacher Guide to Fearless Performing at topmusic.co/guide. And I have one simple hope, that next time one of your students walks on stage, you know that you prepared the performer, not just the piece of music. How do you keep up to date with all the latest trends and research into music education? How do you connect with other teachers around the world and make sure your teaching stays fresh and relevant for students of all ages and stages both now and into the future? I created our TopMusic Pro membership to be the one-stop shop for music teaching resources, training, support and community, and I'd love for you to come and join us inside. With over 40 comprehensive training courses, hundreds of teaching demonstrations and lesson plans, free monthly sheet music, discounts, and all the business and pedagogy support you could ever need, TopMusic Pro is the community you've been looking for. If you're ready to level up your learning from the podcast and join thousands of other teachers in our global network, head over to topmusicpro.com today. If you enjoy this show and want to hear more of our work, be sure to subscribe to this podcast wherever you're listening today. For links and resources mentioned in this episode, visit us at topmusic.co/podcast or check out the show notes. I'm Tim Topham. Thank you so much for listening. Enjoy your week ahead, and I'll catch you next time.